Hi, thank you for connecting with us today on Faces K Radio Ohio. We're going to continue talking about how to ensure a smooth transition for your child as they enter kindergarten. We gave some tips last month, and so we just want to go a little deeper and provide some specifics. You know, it's a really big deal whether you're leaving a home provider or an early childhood provider or even a family and venturing off into the new world of formal schooling. Like all transitions, it's really great to talk about the new school and talk about uh, where the school's at, talk about uh, when they'll be attending the new school, and just providing just general information. We don't want to talk about it all the time because then that can actually add some anxiety. But just periodically bring up the topic about their new school. Then one of the best things you can do is visit the new school. And if they, which they would, most likely have a playground, like playgrounds seal the deal for so many children. So if you can visit the school and play on the playground periodically over the course of the summer, that goes a long way. If they have an open house, which most schools have really great opportunities for children these days. And so attending an open house, touring the school. A lot of times, as part of the open house, the children can see where their classroom is, they can see where the cafeteria is, they can see the gym, they can go outside, just so they have some familiarity with their new environment. And on that first day, they'll be like, "Oh, I know this place. I've been here before." Some schools offer networking or get-togethers over the course of the summer, so that all the incoming kindergartners, or at least whatever classroom your child will be in, they may have a picnic. And it's really great to go to those types of events because then your child gets to meet other children and you get to talk to other parents. And again, it breaks the ice and helps your child feel more comfortable when they know somebody. A lot of times, potentially, maybe you have other children in the neighborhood that your children are friends with, and having a buddy that they're going to be going to kindergarten with, or at least it may be that buddy, they may be older and they may be in second or third grade, but just knowing somebody in their new environment can be really helpful. I don't know about your child, but I loved getting all things ready for the new school year. Probably the reason I was a teacher, because I loved, even as an adult, I loved getting ready for the new school year. And so there's nothing better than going in and getting your school supplies and making that really an occasion with your child and letting them pick out like their favorite pencils or folders and things like that. I know we can get everything on Amazon, but there's nothing like going to Target, or oftentimes a grocery store, or just anywhere to a lot of times there's community events that families can pack a backpack or give away backpacks. I mean, those things, all of those rituals are great and very helpful. There are so many books at your local libraries. I'm going to give a shout out right now to Columbus Metropolitan Libraries. I've done a lot of visits to most of them in the past couple months, and I'm just going to say it had been a long time since I had been at the library prior to the pandemic, and they are just such beautiful, welcoming places. And the children's sections of the library are just, I mean, they have so many things for to engage your children's curiosity. And the librarian in the children's section would be happy to get you some books on stories about going to kindergarten. We know that children often really relate to the characters and the emotions that are expressed in the books that they read. So having a lot of books, maybe that's your bedtime routine, is you're reading a book about going to kindergarten. As you get closer to the school year, maybe the week before, this is where it's really good to practice your morning routine. Like, just do kind of a run through of what that will look like. Where I know, for myself as a little person and as a big person, packing that backpack the night before and picking out my clothes and knowing what I'm gonna wear in the morning really helps make for a smoother transition for myself, and definitely for children. So just kind of practicing the mornings, what your mornings will look like as you get closer to the start of the school year. Also talk about school routines. As a former early elementary teacher, I can tell you children were, even though they loved they loved lunch, those are going into a cafeteria where they're particularly if they were in an early childhood program, or a family child care home where there were just a couple kids or maybe 20 kids eating lunch with them. That's really a big change, going into a cafeteria with 100 plus kids, and kind of knowing the ropes and knowing what to do, and different people, the cafeteria folks, asking you questions and things like that. I mean, there's lots of people around to support your child, but still, as a little person, you're just thinking about all of those things that you don't know. Bathrooms. I learned, the hard way with teaching very young children, that I had to be very specific about how bathrooms worked, and because all of that is new, and when can you go to the bathroom, and how do you go to the bathroom, and is there a whole routine for that? And they'll, I'm pretty sure your kindergarten teacher will send home, if not beforehand, within the first week, just a lot about all the routines and how they work, so that you can go over those routines and help any anxiousness that your child may have with them during that first week of school. Oh, that night before, the jitters. I mean, we all just think about any big transition you've had, or something big that you've had to do. And that night before, right? Those, what do we call it? Butterflies in your tummy. Those are real. And always, with all of your child's emotions, acknowledge them, because they're feeling them. Just saying, oh, it'll be okay. No, actually, we need to go a little bit deeper than that and really acknowledge them, and then help alleviate any concerns and things that they have with information and our support. An early bedtime. I mean, you really should start your bedtime routines probably 2 weeks before school starts. This is we definitely know that our children are that are really tired. They don't do well. Hopefully they don't have screens, or access to screens in the evenings in their bedrooms, because if they do, we know what they'll be doing, like the rest of us. So they need us to really put in place a really good bedtime routine that really promotes sleep, and really promotes sleep. The morning routine, what does that look like? Just really, if you've been practicing that for a week or so before, then that morning of, and oftentimes, children generally, in my experience, you either have those that are just ready to go. They cannot get to school fast enough, and then you have others that other children that it's scary, and they have anxiety about it, and or are very slow to warm in new situations. And so your child best. And by doing all of this front end planning and preparation, more likely to have a good first day. I also think it's great. Every school has different rules about this, but there's ways to provide comfort items that don't interfere with children's learning. And one might be just a family photo that is tucked inside your child's backpack, or in a little baggie that's in their lunchbox. Just a couple times during the day where they can, they can see you, or see the people that they love. Something that a family did, where at a program that I ran, and I just thought this was really sweet, was that they would kiss their children's hands, before school started, and then the child knew that anytime they were feeling sad or anything, they could just put that kiss up against their cheek, just to remind them how special, that they're loved all the time, regardless of whether you're there or not. So lots to think about, and lots to consider. But like always, transitions are a part of life, and for young children and for their parents or those that love them, this is a big one. going to kindergarten, especially if kindergarten is in a different school. So we look forward to connecting with you next time. If you have specific questions, or just want more information about this topic, we connect live with families and caregivers the first Tuesday of every month from 7 to 7:30. And you can access that information on our website, which is www.faces.org. See you next time.